and these apartments be having roaches, and I be the one to get rid of these roaches in these apartments. That's me.
Hello goddess, welcome to Lifestyle Colin YouTube channel. My name is Colin and I am back in your algorithm with the vibes. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome. Hello, if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video and spending time with me. Please subscribe to my channel and vibe with the goods. Okay, in today's video we are going to be talking about what you need to do if you get evicted or if you get put out of wherever you're staying, whatever. We're going to be talking about that. This is kind of a story time with me, but I'm not going to go too far into details about my situation because it's still kind of sensitive. It's like opening up a healed scab, and I'm just doing this to help anybody who ever goes through this situation because I've actually been through the process twice, and I'll get into everything as I go on with my story. So I was staying at a 4-bedroom home with my 2 daughters, and I got an eviction notice and a notice to vacate the premises. So I had to figure out what I was going to do next. I didn't have
any money like that to go. I didn't really have money to even go to a hotel. Honestly, I didn't have any resource, and so I didn't know what I was going to do when I got the eviction notice. So
I want to start by saying what I did first was I know about affirmations and about vibration and energy and willing things that you want into your life and believing for them. So I just made a list of what it was that I wanted that I did not have. I didn't know how I was going to get it, but I was going to pray to God and just believe for it.
So I knew I needed a place for my girls to stay. That was number one. That was away from where I currently was. I knew I never wanted to see that person again in life. I knew that much, but I didn't know where I was going to go to get to my next place.
Make a list of everything that you want. Once you get evicted, you have, I believe, maybe 30 days to just get your bearings because they're gonna come knocking on the door.
And we're gonna get to that in a second, but you need to at least make a list of what you want to manifest throughout this process, because it's gonna be a process.
When they come knock on your door, the sheriff, I don't know who that meant, the police, I don't know who it is, they're gonna come knock on the door.
So me personally, I knew I wanted to get up out of where I was staying, so I had already packed up all of our things. I knew it was gonna come time where I had to go, but I just didn't know where I was going to go. So that's why I didn't just up and automatically leave right then. It was something that I didn't want to, tell my friends about. I have friends, but it wasn't friends that I could just be like, hey, I'm gonna come stay with you with my kids. We didn't have that type of relationship, and I wouldn't even wanted to burden them with my situation anyway, like, no. And my family was in Houston, so there wasn't anything that they could do anyway. I mean, they were not coming to get me and my kids, so that was out. So I had to figure out, me and my kids, what we were going to do. So when eviction day came, and I got put out with my 2 kids, I already packed up all of our belongings, but I didn't have money to have a moving truck, and I didn't even have a place to go. It was just, I had to leave it there.
I'm gonna give you a list of things that when you leave the eviction place, these are the things that you must have for you and your kids. You need to have your ID. You need to have your birth certificates for you and your kids. You need to have your social security card for you and your kids. If y'all have passports, you need to have that information. You need to have a phone and a charger so that if you need to go.
I went to the gas station first, and I went to this other business up the street, this other company first, where I went in the bathroom, locked the door, and started calling people, but I had my phone charger.
Also, you need to have, if you have like a divorce decree, any type of legal work, divorce decree, child support, all that paperwork, you're gonna need to have that on you. Anything you've gotten expunged, anything, you need to have all of that paperwork on you because you're going to be basically starting over, and you're going to need to have that documentation on you. So
we walked up the street. I finally got to this place up the street, went in the bathroom. They were so nice. They asked me, they ended up letting me go into the employee break room with my kids. They asked me if I wanted water, because at that point I was out on my ass with my 2 kids, and that's where my journey basically started.
You get the eviction notice, you pack up your stuff if you can, you take those documents on a bag in a purse, and you get to tracking up the road to whatever bit. People, what I've learned is people are pretty kind. If they see that you're trying to make something shake, they are going to do what they can in their realm of power to help you.
They saw a woman in the bathroom with her 2 kids with a phone plugged in trying to figure. They let me go into the company break room, and they had water. it wasn't no food, no snacks. It was water for, you know, and we didn't have any water. I think it was hot, you know, so I was grateful for that. So I didn't have a car when I honestly, I like Uber right now. I would like y'all know I'm a Mercedes, so I have expensive taste for me to be sitting here with no car, but that's just how I am. I'm not getting another car till I can get my S500 that I want. Black, whatever. That's how I am. If you know me, you know. I didn't have a car, so I'm walking down the street.
So then you get on the phone.
Okay, my family calling for me was out. I did call family. They sent me what they could as far as financial assistance, but as far as coming to get us, that wasn't an option. So I had to look at who. I knew I didn't want to call friends because A, it's embarrassing for me. If you have friends that you can call your friends, you know. But I ended up calling. I don't want to put him out there like that, so I just want to say an angel from the Lord. I had actually worked for him. Him and his wife and his team basically helped me out. Like, he dropped everything he had to do that day to help me and my kids when I got evicted. So I'm so grateful to him because he was basically sent from the Lord to help me. He knew a little bit, just a very little bit about what situation I was in and what I was going through. He was willing to help, and I'm so grateful to him. He knows who he is. Thank you so much for helping us that day. But ultimately, what we had to do was he came and picked us up. His team and everybody, we had to find a homeless shelter. He was like, we have to find you a homeless shelter.
And that is going to be the key. You have to find a homeless shelter for you and your kids to go to.
So we called homeless shelter after homeless shelter, resource after resource. Nobody had any openings, blah, blah, blah. The first time I went to a homeless shelter, I was in Dallas.
And they give you 30 days to figure out what you're gonna do and get your stuff together. And then after 30 days, you have to get out, you know. And it was both of the shelters that I went to work for.
But in my case, I told them when I finally found a homeless shelter to go to, I told them my situation.
You always want to be honest with them. You don't want to make up no stories. You want to be completely honest. You want to be completely transparent because that's how they can help you the most. And that's what I learned. I was completely honest both times.
The first time I was in Dallas County, and let me back up a little bit. The homeless shelter that I found was in Texas, but it was like a random city that I honestly had never heard of. It was up close to Oklahoma. It was literally, I went once I got everything situated and I moved to my apartment in that city. My neighbor, we used to drive to the casino in Oklahoma. I almost said that she liked to gamble, and I would go with her. I didn't gamble, but I would go just for something to do because my kids were at daycare, and I would go with her to the casino because she needed me to push her in her wheelchair or whatever. So let me back up.
Because before we ever got our place, when you get accepted into a homeless shelter,
we had to drive. It was far. It was a completely different city. It was a city I had never been to. I don't even want to say I did experience a little bit of racism, but this city was such a blessing. Everybody, for the most part that I came across, everybody was so helpful with my situation. I didn't even have to explain my situation. It was just like that city and the place where they knew what kind of women come through there. So it was just so helpful from everything, just everything, from everything. Like when I got there,
they help you get situated. And when you get there, when you get checked in, they're going to tell you all the rules of what you can and can't do. You abide by all of the rules. They're going to give you a room. If you have a roommate, make sure that you keep all of your money, your purse, your important things. You have to carry it with you everywhere because you don't know who these people are. You're in a place to transition to somewhere where you can get you and your kids on your feet. But you have to abide by the rules. Like the second
homeless shelter I went to, you're gonna deal with all types of personalities. There was a lady there who actually worked there who was, I don't know what was wrong with her. I don't know what type of people she had, but she had a thing. She didn't like me. She made me clean. When they're gonna make you clean, you make sure whatever your list you sign up, you make sure you clean. You do everything that they ask you to do. And I did it, but I could tell she had an issue. She called the police on me, y'all. One night she called the police on me. The police came up in my room and they just looked at her crazy because I'm me. Like, they asked me if I had a gun, and I'm laying up in the bed with my kids. Like, do I have a gun? What? Like, all they did was look at her crazy. Like, why are you calling the police on this lady? It's really what it was.
But you know, you're gonna run across all types of personalities, all types of people. You say Psalm 91, and you get through the situation. Period. So, what you're gonna have 30 days. When you get there, you start working. Day one, they're going to get you insurance for your kids. You're going to get food benefits. You're going to get daycare. They're going to help you get daycare benefits. And you're also going to get put at the front of the line for housing. In Section 8, you're going to get put at the front of the line because you're in a homeless shelter and they know they're going to have to help you. They're going to have mental health resources. Take full advantage. I didn't know what PTSD was. I had heard of it from like military, but I'm not in the military. But you know, they explained to me what PTSD was and that I had symptoms of it, and they helped me start working through those situations, you know. So they have all types of resources, so take full advantage for you and your kids of what they have to offer. There was a banker
who came once a week. God bless that man. He knows who he is, because he ended up offering, and I don't know, you know, I don't want to say too much, but I'm not telling where I went, but he ended up doing my taxes for me. He didn't, and it was such a blessing, because when it came time to get, you know, the benefits for unemployment, when everything went on in 2020, he had filed my taxes for me free of charge. He would come and pick me up and take me grocery shopping, he would come all the way from Dallas to this city to help me and my kids out. And I met him in the shelter, so I'm so grateful to him.
They had the Texas Workforce Commission, the lady from Texas Workforce Commission came and did classes.
And because I went to her classes and she knew I was a business owner, and
you always have to you have to keep the story straight. Now, if you have to get a job, get a job. Whatever you have to do to get on your feet.
But I had already had my own business, so that was the direction and the route that I was going. So they knew that I'm not making up nothing. I'm not making up nothing. This is my eyelash business. Is all I have. So when she came to help me with that, when it was time in 2020 to get unemployment, it was already done for me, you know, because I'm not making nothing up. I'm not falsifying nothing. They didn't know me in this city for eyelashes and for my eyelash business, you know, and coming from that situation. So everything was smooth sailing for me. So I want to say,
be consistent with, you know, if you have to get a job, let them know I need work. Who's hiring? I need work, because they will help you get childcare for your kids. Those things are gonna come like water if you go through the homeless shelter system. They have people there who work to help you do that. You have to be proactive. You cannot wait. You have to be. You're gonna get a case manager, and she's gonna work with you, but you have to be active. Like, for instance,
when it was time for me to go to my housing meeting, she just so happened to say to me one day, I had 30 days. That's all they give you is 30 days, and after that you gotta go. She was like, let's just go by the housing office and see, you know, what's going on. And the lady at the desk was like, well, we mailed you your notice. Your meeting is tomorrow. I hadn't received anything in the mail. But because we were proactive and my case manager was like, let's just ride by there, I was able to know that my meeting was actually the next day. So I didn't miss it, because if I would have missed it, I would have had to, you know, the 30 days for me, the second time I got evicted, it went by. Like, I think they had to give me maybe 1 to 3 more days, but they didn't even want to give me that. I was calling other homeless shelters because I had everything lined up. It was just going to take a couple of days extra for the apartment to be ready and everything like that. But we went to my housing meeting that I did not miss by the grace of God. I got approved, you know, for my apartment. So I got approved for my apartment, and it cost me $5 to move into this apartment. And I didn't have it. So the homeless shelter, by the grace of God, you know, I didn't have nobody to call, because I had spent my money, because I had something on my apartment history that I had to pay. And I was down to 20 cents in my account at this point, you know, just trying to work everything out to get into the apartment. My rent for that, by the grace of God, the ladies at the homeless shelter, they got $5 together, and I was able to move into the apartment. I didn't have no furniture. I didn't have anything, but we had a roof over our head. We had food. I ended up getting approved for, I didn't have to pay a light bill. I got electric assistance. We had everything. Everything was taken care of.
But it was because we went to this homeless shelter, and that program, they really helped me out. And so that's what I want to say. And that's my story time and what happened with me. But follow those steps. When you get to the homeless shelter, they have resources, and you're gonna have to do your own research and your own work. Don't wait for nobody to get your paperwork in. You get your paperwork in to who you need to get it to. You have to be mail it. If you have to walk to wherever in your car, you take care of your business. And if you're in there do not be in contact with old dude. Cut him off and get on your way. Get on your feet for you and your kids and move around.
That's my whole thing. Now, I had to stay in that apartment for 1 year. For the first year, my rent was $8 a month, and I didn't have to pay electricity. And in the second year, it went up to like a regular. It was still like, I had never ever experienced rent that inexpensive, but it was a blessing. I'm thankful for it. You know, even now, like I'm thankful because it has helped me. And people know me now in this program. They know me because they know I don't like roaches. I don't do roaches. So that's a side note. You may have to deal with some roaches if you go through this program this way, but at least you're gonna have a place for you and your kids to stay, food. You're not gonna be homeless, but you're gonna have to go through the program that they give you.
And I think I hit on everything. Yeah, so the mentorship programs, take full advantage of that. The mental health, they're gonna have help with that. They're gonna have somebody to help you, because it's gonna be a traumatic, a sad time. You evicted, you out on your ass with your kids. It's hard, and you're gonna be sad, and they have people to support you.
I changed my number. I didn't want to be bothered. I really honestly did not. You know, I had me a make-believe situation on the internet that I would tell him everything. And that was that. He was what I needed him to be during this time, and I'm so grateful for him. But you know, it's nothing now, but I'm so happy that I had my own make-believe something, you know, because it wasn't real life, so they wouldn't know. It wasn't anything but just something like a mental pillar, you know, that I thought I had, you know.
Oh, and another thing, the person that evicted me had also called on me, and if you know me, you know I'm the last person that needs to be coming bothering me. So they helped me get off of my back. Like, they took me, I had to get a drug test. They took care of all of that. They sat down with a meeting with me. We had a meeting, everything. It ended up happening to where the person was still harassing me and my kids about situations where they saw that it was bogus. It was a bogus claim, so they ended up dropping it.
I was happy because they gave us Christmas gifts. They came over with a bag of gifts for Christmas. Like, I was like, oh, it's cool, you know. So I wasn't really tripping, but when they figured out that the claim was a bogus claim, they left us alone. But they did drop them Christmas gifts off, so I sent her a thank you card for that. I had a gift that's up over there. That's mine. Hold on, let me get it for you. This is one of my favorite gifts. I told them this was mine. This little Barbie doll, this mermaid Barbie doll. This was from being on my ass. So lady got us. This was one of the things. She got clothes, shoes, more toys for them. But I took this. But that was my story. But yeah, they was on my ass.
The shelter and everything else, they helped with that. So I went to a meeting and I was able to qualify for the electricity assistance.
They paid my electric bill for 3 years. I've only paid my own electricity bill for 3 months now, and it has more than tripled. The bill has, yeah, it has tripled from what it was, but I'm glad at least I can afford it. I'm grateful for that because, you know, this whole program has been such a blessing to me. And even Section 8, the people at Section 8 in the last city that I came from and in the city where I am now, they know me. They know I'm about my business. They know, like, I'm not one to play with. And they know also that I'm going to handle my business and I'm going to, you know, be appreciative of this program. I'm not taking advantage of nobody. I'm basically working now. I'm at a place where I can actually work. Going on my YouTube channel. I'm an Amazon affiliate. And I'm also rebranding my eyelash brand probably next month. But, you know, they are so supportive of the fact that I'm a business owner. I'm low income right now, like, but we getting up. This is the season that I feel like God is telling me it's time to elevate on up out of here. I want my Benz and I want my condo. And I feel like God is saying it's time, you know, to move forward. But I'm so grateful for this place, even my last place, because it was all we had.
I want you, if you're ever in this situation, to trust God.
It was a scripture that I was reading last night with my daughters. That we were reading the story of Joseph in the actual Bible, so the story in Genesis, where his brothers sold him, you know, that his brothers sold him into slavery. And he ended up second in command to the Pharaoh in Egypt. And that story, they was like, Mommy, why are you crying? And I was like, because God is so faithful. You know, my story is similar. Like, just in my own little world, you know, He's blessed me to where I don't want for anything. Even though I feel like I need some more space in my budget now, you know, because of the recession and because the prices of everything is going up. Like, now I need to start making more room in my budget. But from the time I got evicted up until now, like, we are taken care of even now with the recession. Like, I don't have a want for anything. We just, you know, balling on a budget. But I have the means to be able to expand my income for myself and my kids.
I just want to say, you know, keep your head up, keep the faith. You can do it. You can do all things through Christ. And that is what I want to say. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave them in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Turn on your post notifications so you are made aware of every time I post and upload and every time I go live. As usual, we are so appreciative of donations. My link will be in my description box. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you tomorrow.